Warning, spoilies ahead.
I'd love to see you redo Alien and make it bad.
Okay, that'd be pretty good.
Because I just imagine there being a lot of awkward, like,
Just
silences and
silences.
cuts, like, where there's just...
Then anytime the alien's about to do anything, cut it before it does.
Yeah.
Oh, man. And then I imagine the
Whoops.
scene of Ash choking Ripley with the magazine. I would make that go on too long of him trying to roll up the magazine, just like
Where, he's just,
keep it
where
going.
his face is so intense. It's like keep cutting back to like her looking at him and just...
And then him just like trying to roll up a magazine. That'd be my cut of the alien. Hi, and welcome to Two Guys, One Film, a Project Nerd show. I am tough guy, face tat Dylan.
And I'm just normal, regular, not tough, I guess. Tough enough. Tough and just not enjoying life. Not enjoying the pen.
I mean, it's fun for some of us, but some people are kind of bringing the mood down with how moody they are, not how good time they are.
That's probably what it is. You know,
yeah,
it's not prison.
No, I mean,
that's not the prison itself. You know, that's awful.
No, some of us are enjoying ourselves, getting awesome permanent face tattoos from our cellmate Bert. I have the butterfly. That's what they call me on the yard, because I'm a beautiful butterfly. I've emerged from my cocoon, as you could say, and now I'm a hard and tough boy. And this is for being his star pupil. I'm a number one butterfly of the yard. I float like a butterfly, and I also drink nectar like a butterfly, is what they say.
Like a butterfly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
My cellmate hits me. Like pretty much whenever any chance he gets. Mostly when I'm on the toilet.
Just
usually when I'm on the toilet. Yeah. Just
wow.
Yeah.
Maybe have you ever tried like talking to him and
telling him to not hit me? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
Every time. Never works.
What's your approach? Like,
usually, it's more of a like, hey, I've even done a preemptive, could you maybe not hit me today? And that usually ends with getting hit more than usual. So, it's best to just, just keep it quiet.
Just let it happen.
Just trying to make it through,
Yeah.
Just counting the days till we get out of here. I'm totally innocent. Totally
innocent. We don't know how long we'll be here. We're still on trial. We're hoping.
I mean, shouldn't be here in general.
Longer.
Shouldn't have been wrongly accused.
But here we are.
The movie we're watching. The movie we're watching. Continue the theme with our Nick Cage season is Ghost Rider, the 2007 movie. Ghost Rider. He's Ghost Rider. It was directed by Mark Steven Johnson. I couldn't find a writer, so I'm assuming he must have written the movie as well.
We'll go with it. You can hit us up if you wrote this movie and for some reason you're watching our show. Hit us up and go, hey assholes, I wrote that movie.
Yeah, you dicks. Why didn't you give me the shout out? Why don't you tell everybody what a great job I did?
It is hard, folks. We don't have like computer lab time a whole lot of time, and most of the time we're just on there goofing around on sites. Honestly, I'm gonna do a quick plug right now. I'm always on the Project Nerd site for me personally, so I don't have time to research these things. So we kind of have to go off books that we read.
I'm too busy, as like you said, researching Project Nerd stuff for trivia nights here.
And so we don't have a lot of time to research, and we only get the books that they have, and they're dated. So
although I do get a lot of beatings, I still stay up on my Project Nerd.
Oh, of course.
Stuff, because you never.
As
know.
Everyone should.
Yeah.
When you go to prison, which everyone will someday. When you're in prison one day, folks, make sure to watch all your Project Nerd, and then you'll be able to win all the trivia nights.
Yeah.
There's a lot of trivia nights in prison about nerdy things, and Project Nerds is probably like the best way to get it.
Yeah.
It's in the title, and I mean, this is pretty early. We're doing a plug, but they honestly have saved my skin. I'm a hardened guy now because I do really good at the trivia.
But quick synopsis of the movie.
Let's do it.
A guy, and his papa are well.
Johnny
I mean,
Blaze.
should we go back to like the beginning of the movie where they do
the exposition of what a Ghost Rider is?
the
The
lore
San
of the
Baganza soundtrack. Got the San Baganza contract. I like how
it's gonna be a lot of that, folks.
the
Just
San
so you know.
Bonanza
Bonanza.
Bananarama contract. It's cool. Like Sam Elliott's a really good voiceover guy. I mean, he does it in The Big Lebowski as well. So I feel like it works pretty well.
You can throw Sam Elliott. I feel like in any voiceover, it's
fine.
It's really gonna up the value of the movie, which it does.
Paddington took his family to the zoo, and then they rode the horse carriage there and became Ghost Riders. That's that's
what
like
a
the
great
level of
movie. This is great.
Paddington 3 Ghost Rider. Anyway, old timey long ago, there's the old Ghost Rider who was working for the devil
he collects souls.
Yeah, and there was the Sam Baganza contract he was supposed to get, but he had a change of heart, and he did the one thing no Ghost Rider could do, and he ran away from the devil.
Yeah, which I don't understand. Like, why was he the only one that could do it? I guess they just.
I think he's the only one that
not care, or
he's
the only
one
one
that has done it.
Oh,
so like, there's been other.
I guess I'll just be the Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
or they just quit at the end of their contract.
Well, yeah, but I think he's the only one that defied the devil, and is like, no, fuck you, I'm not letting you have these souls.
Because there's a shitload of them, but I don't know, like that whole part of the story kind of doesn't make some sense to me. Only because I'm just like, so the devil would become more powerful, or he would be more powerful on Earth, or
like, why is it that it's okay?
Like, who cares that he takes them all? Like, I don't understand.
Blackheart gets it, he'll rule the world. I don't understand.
Yeah,
but you're not supposed to understand that. You're supposed to see a guy with a cool skull on fire. So
I
don't give a shit.
And I think when we were younger, that's what it was about.
Yeah,
because. Well, we'll get into it. I guess we're getting into it. We're going into it. It's Johnny Blaze.
Johnny Blaze, JB.
Ooh, and his daddy. Well, him and his dad, they're stuntmen. Well, in a carnival.
Circus carnival. Carnies, because I think she calls him a carny later on in the movie. But yeah, and then like his dad's dying of lung cancer. He doesn't. I'm really surprised he didn't do the cough blood into a hand. Then you see it, and he goes, "I'm fine." You know,
or he looks at it and he looks all concerned, and then he's like, "Oh, Daddy, you all right?" Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'm gonna be okay. And then I'm surprised they didn't do that. But to me, this movie, I would have edited. Me being a professional Hollywood editor, folks, I would have edited this intro different. You start with the expositional, really long time flashback about the horseback Ghost Rider, right? Then you go into another flashback. For me, what I would have done is after that first initial flashback into opening credits would have been adult Johnny Blaze about ready to do the jump.
Yes.
While he's in the air, closes his eyes and he's like, "It's me." And then like we do the old flashback. And then he crashes.
Yes.
Or maybe when he crashes, we do the flashback because we think he's dead, find out that he can't die, and then go back to present day. Like, I wouldn't do flashback into flashback.
All right, I need the Dylan Loper cut of this. It might be okay. I feel like I'm gonna dog on this one a little bit.
Yeah,
because there's I keep catching myself when I go like, it would be better if, or it was like that. But we're gonna, we'll get in.
But
we're going.
To me, that is how I would have handled that intro. So
and
once again, I'm not a professional, but for flowing purposes, I feel like it'd be a lot cooler to start with modern day than do a flashback of,
I noticed that takes a little bit of time to get into like the meat and potatoes of the actual movie. There's a lot of I would say build up, but it's not much of a build up.
Yeah, it's like
it's like it's a setting up of a story that just it's taking too long to set it up. Like we're not like they're trying to hold your hand, I feel like a little bit too much.
yeah,
Because they do they're like they didn't really need to go so much into the relationship of him and his like stunt coordinator or whatever. Like what the hell was
yeah,
that? Like, okay, cool, he's concerned about him, fine. That they could have, I feel like, done without that. Although I do like the scenes with Nick Cage eating jelly beans and stuff out of
yeah.
like cups and
Martini
stuff.
glass. I don't drink. I drink jelly beans. But like, I think the second flashback of young Johnny was too long. Like, I feel like it would have just been good with like, dad's sick, him and Roxanne are gonna run away, makes a deal with the devil, dad dies, runs away. Like it should be that quick, but it was like
I don't know, when
super
you say
fucking
it like
long.
that, there's a lot to it.
That's true. Yeah. So it's just like,
So I'm wondering, okay, yeah, I know this was like a comic, and was the like beginning part, was that like all one comic? Like,
I don't know. Like
because I
I
mean,
don't.
I feel like you could almost do a whole like beginning like origin story with him, and it would make an okay movie,
Mhm.
and you wouldn't have to cram it all into like one.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest part is trying to do. This is what a lot of superhero movies in general, especially like around this era, suffered from was you have to get the origin in the movie out of the way to progress the movie instead of the whole movie being like an origin. And like now, still comic book movies are doing that today. Like, it's like Morbius was garbage because it was too fucking short. Like you're trying to cram so much shit into such a short movie. And that's kind of like this movie suffered from that too. Like if it was longer, probably could have fleshed it out, but it was
Yeah.
2007 and people are like fuck long movies. Wah. People still do that these days. Fuck long movies. Wah. I mean, maybe they didn't do it as all one origin movie because they didn't know if it's going to make a sequel or not. I understand that. But then maybe don't do him as a young kid. Maybe like I guess you'd have to build up as being a lonely adult. I don't know. There's a lot to be had here. We'll get past all that shit. It's not
It makes me
important.
want to see what the comic is like.
I know there's like a few different versions of Ghost Rider. Like there's one Ghost Rider that he can only turn into the Ghost Rider if he touches his gas cap on his bike or some shit like that. It's really weird. I don't know. I haven't read a whole lot.
So
of
how does that
Ghost
work if you're
Riders.
like the? All right, well, we'll just say we're in this Ghost Rider universe, and you get to be a Ghost Rider if the devil comes, and you make a deal with him. And
You become his bounty hunter. He'll
but
call upon you.
apparently, there's one in every generation. And so I thought about that. I'm like, so how far does it go back? Does it go back to like caveman era, like when there were
Probably.
humans,
Maybe they're riding dinosaurs that turn on
you know,
fire.
or like a mammoth or something? That'd be sick.
Dude, that'd be fucking rad. I gotta say, just a quick jump to the end of the movie. Skeleton horse on fire, way cooler than motorcycle on fire.
Yes.
Just putting that out there. Like the cowboy Ghost Rider is 1,000 times cooler than dope leather jacket Ghost Rider. Because Ghost Rider's already cool. He's got a leather
Yeah,
jacket and spikes and chains. But like you add the old cowboy one with like the long hair and the fucking horse that's on fire. It's like,
yeah.
okay, that guy.
And
wins.
you know that it's Sam Elliott, and you're like, what a badass! Look at him.
What a
So this is my
fucking
last ride, and
badass.
I'm gonna say again, Sam Elliott, awesome, badass. All right, but yeah, that was one of my questions. Like, does it go far back as? And this was does it go far back as the caveman era? And if it like
Mhm.
how but then I was like, how could it? Because they didn't really have like a religion back then. And
Mhm.
at that point, then that means like the whole like it's not really about the Christian religion. It's just there is these specific gods and stuff.
Yeah, because he's not the devil. I mean, he
Yeah.
is the devil, but his name is Mistopheles,
Yeah,
which I think is like
Mephistopheles or something. Yeah.
that's like the different like mythical term for him. So it's like
There's like
I feel
a
like these
demon
things
in a
could.
different like dimension,
No, I
like a
think he's
completely
just
different universe.
I think he's just the devil, but we've like made religions around these actual godlike beings.
And he's just like the devil that's like, that is what everybody's talking about in their religion.
Yeah. So
Alright,
they've made a religion around this man who is like the actual devil. So they've included him. So he's like, he's real, but like, you know, what we call the devil is not what he is or something.
And is he only like in America? Because I mean, you know, American cowboy and stuff.
Only aliens land in America. Only problems happen in America. So of course the devil is American.
Not in District 9.
That's a good point. Well, maybe the devil has Ghost Riders on each continent.
I mean, and totally could.
Yeah, he's got his things placed around the world because he's like, I got a lot of shit. I got a lot of souls.
Yeah, I got a lot of souls.
Like this is the American Ghost Rider. What I like is the kid does the Nicolas Cage point. Yeah, he points to the devil, and there is a cool transition from like young Johnny going down the road and it gets all close, and it morphs into new Johnny and it pans out and he's like, you know, about ready to do the stunt and stuff. I was like, that's a pretty cool transition. There's some cool shots in this movie. Stylistically, it's really cool, but I think it just suffers from being too quick and probably like too much studio interference. But I mean, this was pre like MCU days, so this is pre like Iron Man and like everybody trying to make a connected universe. So it's like just a single,
just kind of out there Marvel floating movie. Around.
And how he starts the fires with his hands when he's like on the motorcycle and he does that, and then like the pyrotechnics go off. Like I don't know why he points to people as his persona like hand. That. Like when he like gets up from the accident, and he's just like.
Maybe we should start. Maybe we should bring that into like a thing. Maybe we should start doing that.
Hey, how you guys doing? Hey,
you over there?
Hey, thank you.
Thanks, dude. You.
That fucking crash is gnarly though, dude.
Oh, the first one?
Yeah, or like his neck just like on the tire and then he rolls. I was just like, oh, I felt that. That thing is fucking hardcore.
I wouldn't, I don't think I could do a job like that. I wouldn't even try and do a job like that. My first one, I'd been dead or paralyzed forever.
Why do we need to jump this? What's the point? Because it looks cool. Yeah, no, I could just drive around it and look a lot cooler. Just go around in circles.
I could just not die. Yeah. I could not crash and like, you know.
But people want to see death. They're like, yeah, crash and die.
I mean, I'm not going to lie and say that I wouldn't enjoy watching somebody jump over a bunch of helicopters. Sick. All right.
Yeah. The way that his friend, like it's in every movie, every TV show, is playing video games. Like over the top, like,
it drives me nuts when people do that.
Like hitting so many buttons. Like in actuality, when you're playing a video game, you're not hitting buttons that much.
No,
you don't move with it. It's not like a Kinect controller, so you're just like. But yeah, he's just like.
These people are living in like, you know. They're living in the future. They have those kind of videos. That was before the Wii.
Yeah.
Was that before the Wii? 2007?
I don't think so. Yeah, I think the Wii came out before that.
And they're still sitting there playing with some sort of corded nonsense.
Oh no, go back to that. There's a really cool thing about howler monkeys tonight. I just wants to watch howler monkeys and monkey stuff. Like, leave him alone.
Yeah, and eat candy and read demon books. I don't know. He seems pretty cool to me.
I'd hang out with Johnny Blaze. He's a fucking dope ass dude. Is that biker dude wearing a Venom shirt that is the ICP clown? You know what I'm talking about? Like when Blackheart gets to the biker bar, there's a guy standing outside and it looks like Venom or Carnage. But when you look up close, he's got like the fucking like jester hat and stuff on him. Like, is that like an ICP Venom shirt?
This is why I wish we weren't in prison right now, because then you could totally pull up
like a picture of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I missed that.
So,
you know, we'll be out soon.
And then just how everyone dies just looks like they got a bunch of blue pen all over their face. Suddenly their faces are all turning blue. Like, oh, blue pen like on my face. Oh,
my pen exploded in my pocket again. Oh. I like how his friend keeps talking about his daddy's accident. He says daddy so many times. It's like,
say dad, because your daddy's accident.
I keep sitting there. I'm sitting there like, he just keeps saying daddy, and then eventually out loud, I'm just like, stop saying daddy.
Yeah.
Jeez, dude.
Your daddy's accident.
Your daddy. I was thinking about your daddy.
Your daddy's accident, huh? And like once again, weird thing was, he comes home, plays music, which he plays the Carpenters, really cool. But then he proceeds to watch TV at the same time and ignore his friend. I'm like, dude, you are overstimulating me. How the fuck can you handle this right now?
I know.
And it's monkeys doing karate. It's fucking cool.
I know. He's just sitting there laughing at it while listening to the Carpenters. I couldn't sit there like that, dude.
Yeah. The weird thing is it goes from like karate monkey, his friend turns it off, he turns it back on, and then suddenly it's like old timey cartoons of like the skeleton and the cats
Yeah.
and stuff. Like, was that the same channel? Like, why is that with the monkey
like,
stuff?
No more Karate Monkey. Now you're watching this.
Old timey cartoons.
It's a weird channel. I like that channel.
Which was a cool thing I noticed this time. I haven't seen this movie for a while. The skeleton, when it's on the back of the thing, goes like that, like clashes his teeth. Later on, after he becomes the Ghost Rider, the first time when he's in front of the mirrors, he starts doing that. I'm like, oh, I fucking get it now. The jump, I love when he's like, I'm glad you got rid of the cars. And he's like, yeah, me too. And then helicopters show up.
Yeah.
I think the landing of the helicopters is far more impressive than the jump. Having that many helicopters that close to each other land in unison without hitting each other or anybody in the crowd, far more impressive than a jump. Pretty impressive jump, but fucking landing those helicopters was like, holy shit.
I like how right before that he chugs that coffee.
Just...
And like when that guy comes in, you're stepping on Karen.
Yeah, listen to the Carpenters. Is that like I feel like they should have played with something about how he can like touch hot things and it doesn't bother him.
Oh, you know, I didn't even think about that because I mean, like, well, I did think about the coffee being super hot. I'm just like, damn, it's crazy.
Like, I wonder if he could just like touch hot things and it doesn't matter. It's like I imagine like him just chugging that coffee is nothing for him because he can't get burned. I don't know. He can't die. So just like,
so
there's something to play on.
He just does stuff to himself to see.
Yeah, I just wanted to see if it's me. Oh, and he stops on the highway. The howdy, howdy, howdy. Like, I don't know why fucking the way he says it's great. Howdy, 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 howdy.
I liked when he asked her out and he goes like, "Do you still like Italian?"
Italian. Italian. And the way like when she's like, yes, I'm just like he like screams, man.
I know. I don't know. Their whole like relationship, I guess, is weird. Like,
yeah, it's like forever boned up for each other, but willing to wait for each other, but pissed at each other, but then instantly still in love with that person. It's very unhealthy.
Yeah.
And he is already late to the dinner before he even gets stopped by the devil.
Yeah.
She's already there, like 2 glasses in, and he's just still standing in front of the mirror. I'm like, dude, you've already
like he had plenty of time to go there. He probably could have gone and had the date and been back and then the
turn
devil
into it.
Like,
yeah. But no, I'm gonna stand in front of the mirror for fucking hours.
Yeah. Oh, you got this, dude. You could do this.
And then she's already like half a bottle in, and then you show up. Which that's Peter. Is it Peter Fonda? Right.
Yeah.
This is Peter Fonda. Not a great actor. I'm not saying I am. This is actually one of the roles where I was like, oh, he's actually good in this. Because it fits him more well. It's a better style. But like watching him in Escape from LA, not good.
No.
Or anything else he's done. But like in this one, I was like, this role fits you pretty well. It's like you don't have to try to like act hard to be in this. So, but he makes a good devil. He's got a dope ass cane. Brings Johnny's bike back, And
he just, has that like older, like been around forever kind of devil. Yeah, I agree with you. I was like, yeah, he makes a pretty decent devil.
And I'm assuming he got the job because he was an Easy Rider, so that makes sense. Because it was a motorbike movie. It was pre-Wild Hog, so we couldn't get John Travolta or William H. Macy or Tim Allen in it. So we went with, Fonda because he was in Wild or not. Easy Rider.
Yeah, Easy Rider. I was like,
Wild Hogs is far superior than Easy Rider.
Well, of course. I mean, when you have a cast, you got a cast like that. But yeah, that's a whole other. those like other demons, like the one that's the water one, he looks greasy. Like he just looks like
Yeah, he doesn't look wet. He just always looks like he's like greasy. He looks like that like goth
yeah.
kid, but not the cool goth kid, the one that didn't shower and played Magic the Gathering.
Yeah.
That kind of kid.
Yeah.
The one that was like trying to be.
Yeah.
So he gets the job as the Ghost Rider. The devil calls upon him to defeat Blackheart because Blackheart's taken his elemental cronies to get the Sandbagumza contract, so he can become the ruler of the world or some shit.
Which is, or like ruler of hell. Again, there's.
I think is they're making Earth like hell. So, or like I don't know. They're doing something where the Earth will be theirs now, and they can make it like however they want.
Yeah, I don't.
But anyway, gets stuck on the bike, flying to the train station, making cool fire tracks and stuff.
So, like, how did the cops not light on fire when he went like flying past? You know, like the cars like explode. Like I'm surprised they should have burst like, into flame.
Yeah. Well, that lizard does later on.
Yeah.
Maybe Ghost Rider magic doesn't work on humans.
It just works on animals.
Everything else, inanimate objects and animals, you're gonna get burnt up by the Ghost Rider. If you're a person, you'll be fine.
Yeah, you'll be fine. You might get thrown a little bit.
I mean, his jacket's not melting, so it's fine.
So it's pure leather, bro.
Leather. I do like. So they go to the train station because they're looking for the graveyard, because that's where the contract's supposed to be. And how that train station guy has like the most old timey lantern.
Yeah.
Why the fuck do you have a flashlight? And it's also not helping. Yeah, it's not helping you see anything, dude.
I thought that too, but I also kind of felt bad for him, but like not at the same time, only because I'm like, what is going on with you, man? Like, you're like waiting to like have something awful happen to you.
Yeah, you're holding a creepy lantern. You work at a train yard in the middle of the night. You're asking to be Scooby Dude, all right?
Yeah, man. Get turned into a blue pen husk.
Yeah. Dried up blue pen.
Yeah.
I always loved and still continue to love that transformation scene.
So do
he's turning into the Ghost Rider, like really fucking cool. Like his screaming into laughing and like part of his skull starting to show, and then like the just the actual transition when you like see the reveal of Ghost Rider and like the bony hands look like it still holds up pretty well. Like the way it looks, I was like, man, that's fucking dope. Like,
you know, I was thinking that too. And again, another movie came to my mind. Cat People.
Everything comes back to Cat People.
Well, okay, we wanted to see more of the transformation. You know?
Yeah.
And then we got to see it in this, and there you go. Cat People.
Yeah, you fucked up.
Yeah, anybody that makes a movie where there's like a cool, like you transform into something that's not human, or it's like slightly more like it's humanoid, but I want to see it, you know? Like
people are into that cool body horror transformation.
Yeah.
Like, it's something like it's cool. It's like you're like seeing somebody turn into something else in such an unnatural way. So like when you get the opportunity, fucking take it.
Seriously.
Like, you get skin burning, you get like the flames going, you get him like screaming,
and he's screaming,
cool camera angles,
and I mean, of course, Nick Cage is gonna sell it. You know,
every time,
especially if he's gonna go through something like a weird transformation where his skin is like lighting on fire.
And it's cool. And then it goes from that really cool scene to the most awkward cut. Once again, I'm not a professional. But it goes to that cut where suddenly it's Blackheart like, whoa, like outside. And then Ghost Rider walks out of the train too. I'm like, what happened? How do I know that he knows he's there other than you can hear a man screaming in the other train area? But like, such a bad cut. Like it just immediately took the momentum out of that scene.
Yeah.
Like it should have ended with him just like walking slowly towards the camera, not just suddenly like, whoa. It took me out of the fucking transformation.
Come on, dude. I did like how his bike sounded after it like transformed.
Oh yeah,
that's a really cool like I don't know. It's like there's a chorus over the like you know what I mean? Like there's I don't know. It just has like it feels like they recorded the motorcycle sound and then put like
some heavy effects on it,
Yeah.
which
But it
is
just
cool.
it
Like,
reminded me of like the way like a chorus pedal kind of
yeah,
sounds.
like even his voice was really cool. Had that
Yeah.
like creepy voiceover to it, and like even when he was screaming. I do wish that like the fight scenes were longer,
Mhm.
like he's fighting these like demon things, and all he does is like whip his chain around the dirt one and then burn it, and that's it. It's like, oh, okay.
I mean, but he's supposed to be like, I mean, he's the fucking devil's bounty hunter. So
Yeah,
I mean,
he's
he's
like,
pretty like,
I just want to see him be
I
more
mean, because they're
powerful because
like
he's
they
fucking
were already scared
powerful.
of him, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, they knew.
but I just want to see his power. Like you don't get to see enough of it.
I
Like,
want to
fuck,
see his
dude, I
power.
want to see. I'll see what he's got.
I want to
It's
feel
like
the
you get to
power.
see the pennant stare, but there's a power inside of him.
That yeah,
Power.
I love that. But you're right. You don't see really enough of like again. But it was again early Marvel.
It's hard with superhero movies because people try to find that balance of like getting enough screen time for the actor
Mhm.
and then the hero, but do it as more of the hero. The movie's called Ghost Rider. That's always my problem I've had. It's like
I think if you're gonna be a comic book or just a superhero comic style actor, you really need to be like 100% that hero more than your stupid like acting career part of it, because I mean that's not what people want to see.
it's like I came to see Ghost Rider, so like
Yeah.
yeah, I love Nicolas Cage, but he's also performing as Ghost Rider, so I'm totally
Yeah,
okay with just seeing
because like I can go see
just the
Nick
Ghost
Cage
Rider.
in a bunch of other movies where he's Nick Cage and it's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think
So
now it kind of sounds like we're dogging on Nick Cage, and I don't
I'm not
know.
like
I don't
no, no, no,
think that's
no.
what he's doing in this, and I
No,
don't know
no.
if
I
he's
mean,
that kind of person anyway.
no, he wanted to be in this. He's a huge comic book fan. He even has like a Ghost Rider tattoo. I mean, his son, he got his last name from Luke Cage because he's actually a Coppola.
Ah,
He is Francis Ford Coppola is his uncle.
wow.
So he changed his last name because he didn't want to have that Coppola name and have people only give him jobs because he's like a Coppola.
Yeah.
So he went with the last name Cage, which is named after Luke Cage, who was Power Man, who was like one of his favorite superheroes. His son's name is Kal-El. So this dude fucking put his time into it. He's the comic
Wow.
book guy.
All
It
right.
was the writing around the movie that made it maybe bad, but he fucking put it all in.
I don't
Like
know.
always,
Like it.
Nicolas Cage goes all in.
Yeah. It seems choppy. Like it seems like there was it had like I bet you there's a like the original cut is not like this.
Mm-mm.
And that kind of bums me out because it just sucks because like I'm watching it and I'm like, man, this movie.
There's so many scenes that something was cut out. Like I could tell from that scene from the transformation to Blackheart, something was cut out or somebody just did a really bad cut because I was like, there looks like there was something there.
Yeah.
So I mean, apparently there is an extended cut I saw, but they don't have it available. The guy who directed this also directed Daredevil with Ben Affleck, which also is a movie that suffers from like too much in a little movie. That has a director's cut as well.
Have
To
you
which my
seen?
brother was actually like, the director's cut's actually not bad. He's like, it makes the movie better. He's like, it's not great, but it made the movie
I
better.
was gonna say that movie
So
was like,
it was pretty bad to begin with, but
yeah,
like
like I
it,
didn't.
I guess it fleshed it out more.
So like okay, then I would be totally interested in checking out like a different cut of Ghost
Yeah,
Rider
the extended
because I'm
cut.
curious now.
Yeah, like I want to see what got taken out and stuff. And unfortunately, it was a product of its time. I think they were just trying to pump out superhero movies to fucking. I mean, they've made superhero movies most of the time just to fucking get toys.
Yeah.
I mean, Transformers was just a giant toy ad for kids back in the day to buy
Pretty
Transformers
much.
toys. So it's like, how can we sell toys? Hey, let's make movies and this kind of shit. So
Everybody will buy a Ghost Rider toy.
I wish they had more Ghost Rider toys.
Well, that's just it. I don't remember there being a lot of Ghost Riders. Like I remember there being a few, and I feel
Yeah,
like you maybe had one that kind of looked like Nick Cage.
I think so. Yeah, I don't know. This movie is dark for being a Marvel movie, but once again, I think this was pre MCU Marvel. So it got away with being dark and like scary imagery and people being burnt with like fire and chains and
Yeah.
stuff, because it's like that wouldn't happen in like the new Marvel Cinematic Universe. So it's like it's cool that it's its own solo thing and its own universe, because like it got to be dark. It got to be about the
Yeah.
fucking like devil and demons
Yeah,
and
and like
fire
people getting
and
their
stuff,
like
you know?
life sucked out of them, and then him doing
Yeah.
the stare, and like, you know. So
Yeah.
are you alive after that?
That's the next point I want to talk about. It's actually next in my notes. So he gives that guy the penance stare,
Yeah.
which also that was Rebel Wilson
Ah.
that he saved. And so he shows the guy all the souls of that he's wronged, you know, and killed, and so he has to
Yeah.
feel their pain. And then it's the grossest thing that still makes me feel weird. It's like they zoom out from like the crusted over eyes, and then he falls down, but he's not, because then he blinks.
Yeah.
So I was like, is he in a comatose state for the rest of his life? So like, what happens when somebody stumbles upon this man who's just laying there with these burnt eyes?
Yeah.
They
And
take him to the hospital. Is he ever going to recover from this? Is like, I mean, it's his penance, but like,
I mean, I don't
what
think he's
happens
gonna
next?
recover. Like, yeah, it's like, oh, do you just die after that? Because
Yeah.
like they look like they're still smoldering in his head. So it's
Yeah,
like,
because like he even blinks, so he's still
Yeah.
alive. So I wonder if they just like end up living forever.
just like with all of that, like basically just driving you like driven mad like instantly, and
Yeah.
that's it.
And then you're stuck in this comatose
Which is totally
state.
like, you know, I mean, if you're a piece of shit, I mean, I guess it's, you know, it
Yeah.
fits who you are. If you're just gonna be like that, then it sucks to be
You're
you. Like,
stuck in this hell of souls,
yeah, but
laying on the
first you're
ground with
like,
your burning
first you
eyes.
see everything, and then your eyes burn.
Well, he's continuing to see it, because like when you pull out, like that's what's going on inside. Is like all that
so
shit.
like, yeah, how do you like you come across that, and then their eyes look like that, and you're like,
I'm out.
how do you like scientifically explain that? Because eventually he's probably gonna get picked up,
Yeah, someone's
you know,
poking
taken
his
to a
eyes and they just
hospital.
like crumble back into his head. They're
Or
like,
you know, get taken to the hospital. There's doctors looking at him like, we don't know why his eyes are like look like he's fucking like it's like lava.
glowing on the inside. Yeah. It's like, well, let's throw him in the super experimental program and just hush hush. We'll put
Yeah,
it
I'd be
in like
curious
an
as to, like,
underground
what-
military facility.
We're getting scientific. I'd be curious to what like brain activity looks like.
Yeah.
For
Like,
that?
is it just like a low, or is it like screaming on the inside? Because he's
Yeah.
screaming on the inside, but he's like calm on the outside. Like, what does that look like?
Yeah.
Why are we? I'm like, we're diving so far in to the penance stare and like no other lore about
Because
this
you're
movie. But this is the
alive.
one
You're
I had
alive
the
afterward.
question of. Yeah.
And I wondered that when I first saw the movie too.
Yeah. Like, what happens?
Like, cause he's alive. Like, I'm pretty sure he like maybe you die shortly afterwards because you just couldn't possibly handle that, or maybe you
But
just
that's like that's not a good punishment.
yeah.
you
I feel
know?
like living with it for as long as your body. I guess you would just live with it as long as your body could handle that.
Maybe it makes you, yeah, once again, maybe it makes you immortal and you can't die.
Yeah, and
just
maybe it just
turn into a
forces you to
stone
live
statue.
as
Yeah.
like, you know, into an extremely old age until you just go to hell.
Back to post penance stare. He's driving. He wakes up. Sun comes up. No longer Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Crawls to the cemetery, and then of course they have like a really dope shot, which I just imagine of like Sam Elliott's, you know, holding the shovel, and there's like
Yeah.
sunlight coming through. It's like, all right, Sam, now so move around so when the sun shines through, it shines at the camera. It's like, all right, like this. I'm like, it's a cool fucking shot,
Yeah.
but hey, bonehead. And then that is where one of our favorite lines from this movie comes from, that we quote quite often, is how you doing?
Very often.
I'm all right. Just feels like my skull's on fire. Like,
Yeah.
we have quoted it in this show multiple times. We've quoted it in our life multiple times.
Maybe we'll send you a cookie. We'll autograph it if you can go and find all the episodes we said it.
Mm-hmm.
You
Screen grab it, send it to us, and we'll send you an autographed cookie.
I'll write it right on that cookie.
Yeah. It'll be a fortune cookie. We'll take the fortune out from the inside. We'll put our autograph on the inside, and then you crack it open and you have an autograph from us.
Cookie's now worthless. Sorry.
I really want someone to fucking do this.
I
so
do too,
please
because
do this.
I will
you
send a cookie. I found all my stamps. I found them. They're forever stamps.
So fucking get prepared, people, to watch all 4 seasons of Two Guys, One Film to get yourself a free fortune cookie with our names on the inside of it.
To enter, simply send a clip of them quoting Ghost Rider from any of their episodes to their Facebook or Instagram page.
Do you guys want film is not responsible for any damage cookie might receive? Please donate the cookie as it is a prize.
When he gets told he's a Ghost Rider, gets patched up by Sam Elliott.
And that's
Told
crazy
about
too.
the sand
He gets sewn up.
Mm-hmm. Which is crazy. So like he gets
Oh,
stabbed.
I liked that too. And he goes, "Oh,
Can you
sterilize
sterilize
the
the
needle."
needle.
He's all,
The boiling water. So he gets stabbed by the guy,
Mhm.
which is cool because when the guy pulls out, the knife melts. But then he has the wound of it the next day. So he's not immortal? Because later on in the movie, he gets fucking lit up by the cops.
Oh yeah.
So
then
when he turns back into human, would he have bullet holes and be
oh
dead?
god,
Like,
I know. Okay, yeah. So
I get that question. Like, it's a cool shot. I mean, it's a great shot, like of the knife melting. But why was he being patched up by Sam Elliott at the end?
it's just
By Carter Slade.
it's annoying because this is one of those movies that kind of just like pokes holes in itself.
It almost seems like maybe there was too many hands in the jar.
Yeah,
Too many hands in the pie.
but that's just it. It just has the director's name. That's all I could find. No writers, like no screenplay stuff. Like
it's Marvel.
maybe I
so
need to
I'm
go to like IMDb or something. I don't know.
Sure, there was probably a lot of studio interference. It's Marvel. They're the reasons that Spider-Man 3 got fucked up. So that way it bombed. It's not Sam Raimi's fault. I'm gonna put that out there. He did not want to put Venom in it. Fucking studio made him do it.
Really?
Yeah. He
It was
did not
dumb.
want to put Venom. I think he was only going to keep it to Sandman, but then I think the studio's like, we want more villains, more over the top, and we want to get Venom so we can get more movies. And yeah, it didn't.
Those movies are so great.
Yeah.
So good.
But so the next morning he's going back home. The fucking streets are ruined because of course you're driving around with fire tires and you're ruining
Yeah.
everything. But
Fire
like
tires.
fire tires. It does that cliche moment of when Roxanne's talking to that police chief and the body bag comes by, the hand slips out.
Yeah.
Like I'm pretty sure they like zip the fuck out of those things because like
yeah,
almost
I
every
doubt they leave
movie-
him like halfway hanging open for just in case
'Cause it's-
purposes like that. Yep, he's dead. Shove him back in there.
Yeah, like it always happens in movies. Like the hand always slips out, so you can see like.
Yeah, because you need to tell the audience that inside this body bag is a dead body
Mm-hmm.
because we're not smart enough to figure that out.
The interview with Rebel Wilson's character is great too. But he had his skull and was like on fire, and he was like totally pulling it off. And then when she walks away, just like the
Yeah.
pose that she does, the camera, I fucking love it. Just I don't know why that always stuck with me. Just the
I don't know. You know what else this movie felt awkward when it got to the whole part of the like cops being there. Like I don't know, just seemed out of place. Like they just shoved it in there like, and now there's the cops after him.
yeah,
And I'm just like, okay.
Which once again, something Morbius suffers from is suddenly the police are involved. Like I get it, that's what police do. I'm watching
Yeah.
a comic book movie. I don't give a fuck about the police. I care about
Yeah.
the comic book part of it.
Yeah, I don't want to see him solving crimes and what are you doing? It's about Ghost Rider. What are these guys
is
doing? Oh, I
saying-
found here's a license
A
plate.
license plate, sir. Let's go storm his house
What
with
is it?
every
What does it
fucking
smell
cop
like?
we can get.
Does it smell like around here? It's brimstone. It was funny because when he said that, all I could think of was Del the Funky Homo sapien.
Brimstone. Girls will never take him. I was laughing. Then his friend raised his tone. Said, Bud, you rolled all over yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the guy who plays the main detective, like cop guy,
Mhm,
he was in The Matrix Reloaded and Revolutions. It's like one of the military leaders or
mhm.
some shit. Says bullshit in The Matrix. Like bullshit. Like that was one of his always things. He like kept saying bullshit all the time. Fucking says a bullshit in this movie. I'm like, this guy loves saying bullshit.
Can I say bullshit in this movie?
That's kind of
Kinda
my
mis-
thing.
Yeah. All right. So
Bullshit.
the part where Nick Cage is, I can't remember if he's shirtless. Is he that jacked? Was he that jacked for the movie, or did he?
Yes. So there's this thing, and I've seen it multiple things. Nicolas Cage and this director have said about it. People are like, "Oh, his abs were CGI'd.
Mhm.
He's like, no. And even Nicolas Cage recently was like, no, they were real, and I'll never do that again because everybody thought they were CGI. So I'd never fucking work that hard for it again. But you can tell because he's breathing. So like obviously he's flexing so it can show it off.
Yeah.
But when he's turning, like you can see it breathe and go away, and then he like is obviously flexing. And he's like greased up because he came out of the shower, not the oil room.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, it looks weird and maybe
Well,
not
because
real,
like
but it's like
I mean, if
fucking
it's
real.
like if it's real, like I wasn't like questioning like I mean, yeah, I was questioning whether or not it was real, but I mean, if it is, badass, you know, like cool, way to work that hard to get like jacked and be a superhero. It looks cooler than just being, you know. But I mean, I could see him working for it, and the fact that anybody would be like, no, and I'm like, it's Nick Cage.
Fuck
Like,
you, man.
really?
You know what guy's putting commitment into this, dude.
Like he does it to he does in every movie.
The
Like
guy
regardless of how good the movie ends up being.
the guy puts it all into it because once again, he knows that this is a job, but he wants to do his job well. So yeah, like that. I know that's always been a thing. Everyone's like, "Oh,
Yeah.
those are obviously fake," but like both the
like-
director and Nicolas Cage have come out and go, "No, it was fucking
All
real."
right, well, good on you, Nick Cage. You were shredded in
what sucks is it's only for that scene.
Yeah.
You don't really get to see him.
You should have just
after
popped your
that.
shirt off constantly. Like,
Yeah, any moment you had, just been off. Because after
Yeah.
that, you're just gonna be bones and on fire in a leather jacket.
Yeah. You should
So
yeah.
can I
should've
be
just been,
shirtless in
like-
the scene?
Yeah, I'm gonna be shirtless, and then when I turn into the Ghost Rider, then I'll put on the jacket.
The jacket will form over me.
Yeah.
I love the when he's getting questioned by the police and everything's all like, I watch a lot of TV, I know what you're doing, you know, good cop, bad cop. I was gonna say I really appreciate what you guys are doing, and when my stunt career's over, I actually am gonna go in and be a police officer with a motorcycle police officer. I was like, that's fucking great. And then you're just thrown in jail. I can't be here. Suddenly, if I'm around evil, this is bad. Oh yeah, because he tells Roxanne that.
Yeah.
Tries to tell her why he can't do it. She
Because
doesn't
if he's
believe him.
around evil stuff, then he'll start turning into the Ghost Rider and start making people feel
burning
Start giving
people
them the
up.
old stare, man. They'll be
The
sitting there all
old
comatose with their eyes on
Penance
fire.
stare, Ghost Rider's greatest weapon, the penance stare.
It's like, so you just basically you don't want to be locked in a cage with them because you're not getting away.
Yeah,
Might as well just line up to get your stare.
like, did all those guys just die and like burn? Because he like fucking explodes them, you know?
Yeah.
Like I mean, they're all probably just knocked out because it's a
Well,
movie.
not that kid.
Yeah, he saves
The kid
them.
was okay.
Innocent.
I didn't.
He does get a cool jacket.
Yeah. Nice jet.
Nice jacket. And like the studs get all long when he's in Ghost Rider mode. And he's got his like gauntlets with the studs. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, fucking badass. Like Ghost Rider looks.
I
cool.
didn't remember. That part I was like, where did the gloves come from?
I don't
I
know.
don't
Maybe
remember him
somebody else
having
was wearing
gloves.
them. Yeah, somebody must have had them.
But then I was like, well, why would they let you? First off, why would they let you keep a leather jacket like that if they put through you in a jail cell? They're probably going to
Everybody
take
else
that
had their
shit. Yeah, but I mean, they're not going to let you have something like that, especially if it's got spikes in it. I know they.
I mean, they
would've
were
taken, like,
small studs.
All right.
But when
I
it
feel
turned
like
into
they
Ghost
would have
Rider,
like
they turned into
taken.
comically large studs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
But and then
It's-
again, maybe the gloves were in the pockets, and he was like, "Oh, these are I'll just pop those
oh,
on too."
fucking sick. Oh,
That guy had
dude.
his sick gauntlets with him.
These are my riding gauntlets, so bugs don't get on my arms.
Yeah, that's gross. No one wants that.
Yeah, like they're inept cops. They're like, I throw them in the giant cell. We don't care about if anybody's got weapons. Good luck, Johnny Blaze.
Hey, everybody, this guy's famous. Don't beat him up.
Yeah. Don't worry, people. It's kind of hard to run away from the cops when you leave a trail of fire around you, you know?
Right? And you're like
like-
super loud and
It's
gonna
gonna be kind of
driving
easy to
up the
find
side
you.
of a fucking building.
Yeah. Which way is he going? The suspect's going up.
Whoa! I hate. It just takes you out of the immersion of a movie when they do
When that
stuff
cop
like
said
that.
that. Yeah. Like it's
Well-
cool him going up, but then for the cop to go, he's going up. Like,
Yeah,
I know it's
like-
over the top, but
Like, don't, dude. Like,
yeah.
Because like in real life, would you sit there going, "What?" You just be like, "Holy shit, man!"
Yeah.
You know, like you wouldn't be going, "Oh, he's going, what?" You know.
I mean, they did it in Batman Forever, so I mean, might as well.
Yeah, but Batman Forever has like a
campy
got,
feeling to it.
Yeah, it's got a feeling to it. Like the whole movie, I don't feel like that movie really takes itself seriously. That's a whole nother thing too, though. I mean, I want to do those movies.
The Batmans.
The Batman. I guess
The Batman.
it's Batman. Man, it's plural. Let's say Batmans.
Batmans. The once again, I wish the fight scenes were longer because it was fucking dope. Like he, throws that helicopter without crashing, which was great. You're pissing me off. And then fights the air guy by just cycloning him into a burn.
I know. I
And
wrote
was
that
it.
down. I'm like, oh yeah. That's how you catch a wind demon. The old fire chain tornado.
Yeah,
fire
stick him
tornado
in
trick.
like a vacuum.
Because like I couldn't remember how he took care of that guy, and as soon as he did it, I'm like, and I had to write it down. I'm like, yeah, the old
That's right.
fire tornado. That's the easiest. The oldest trick in the book to catch a fire team.
I got him confused. I thought he did it at the beginning of the movie to the Earth guy.
Well, he wrapped.
When he just wrapped around that guy, I was like, I think the fire tornado is later on in the movie. When I was watching, I was like,
well, he still uses fire. He kind of like, I guess if you get fire hot enough, it's like clay and it just hardens.
Yeah, because he wraps the
like
chains and it burns
hard.
them.
Yeah.
But when I was trying to revisit this movie in my mind, I was like, does he do the tornado thing to the Earth guy or the wind guy?
He does it to the wind guy because he sucks him in.
Yeah.
Which, again, like fire tornado and wind. Okay.
I mean, the guy
had to get rid of him somehow. How do you get rid of the water one again?
He just boils him underwater.
Yeah, that's right. Oh yeah, he's the last one, and then he just boils him.
Really need these guys.
Well, they all die so easy. Like,
so for
quick.
being like demons that are supposed to help Blackheart take over the world, fucking die pretty fast.
I feel like they're mostly just pawns, just to kind of slow down the Ghost Rider, because he knows that he's gonna. I don't think he gave a shit about him. He just wanted him to slow down the Ghost Rider a little bit.
Yeah, well, he go get the Sambo guns, the contract.
Yeah,
like. And we forgot to tell the twist. Blackheart is the devil's son.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because he's like, Daddy,
dear old Daddy.
He's like, you don't tell me what to do, Daddy.
Which this is like, I know this is always like tales as old as times. Like this is in a lot of different tale lores and religions,
where
like the devil's son is trying to take the earth, and like the devil's like So I mean, it happens a lot. So
yeah, because they need their own hell to rule or something, but they want to be better than their dad and take over Earth, even though none of them can ever.
The way my dad does it, so I'm gonna do my own.
Even though the dad knows already that there's no way that they can even handle doing that, so
that's Daddy's job.
Yeah, and I'm taking my time, so chill out.
Yeah.
He's everlasting, like he really gives a shit and trying to like hurry it up.
Yeah. So then they take Roxanne.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Donald O gets killed, turned into blue, because he's finally worried about Johnny reading too many devil books. And I like how she reads like 2 books and is like, got it. I understand it all now.
Yeah, even though he explained it to me and I was like, whatever. But then apparently kind of believed him because still decided to come back.
Yeah, and saw that fire motorcycle was going up a building in the distance. So I was like, that's Johnny.
Oh, obviously.
He's a monster.
Who else could ride a fire motorcycle?
He told me he was a monster.
And then proceeds to go to him.
Mm-hmm. But then he has a change of heart and he goes to reach out for her, and then they shoot him.
Yeah.
The greater fish on her.
Yeah. All right, he's trying to touch her. Light them both up.
She's helping him. She's helping him.
Yeah, get her.
She's got a gun. She's got a gun. That's the real police right there.
Yeah. That's how it really would have went down.
Shoot first, never ask questions.
Yeah. Who? Shot who?
Who?
I don't remember that.
So then he needs to get the contract, the Sam Gunza contract, to go get her back. So he enlists the helps of Carter Slate, which you find out now. He's Carter Slate. Like, yeah, we all knew. The guy knows way too much about Ghost Riders. He's in front of this grave all the time. He's watching over. We all knew you were the fucking.
Turns out he's just a tour guide.
Yeah. I just know a lot about it.
I really like Sam Bagunza history.
Yeah, I'm really into it. I only know things about Ghost Riders, the Devil and Sam, the Sam Bagunza contract.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's
And then
and
to hide it
far
where he
cooler.
hid it.
that was dope because you think it's buried, so he's gonna do is like smashes the shovel in the fucking handle. You're like, that's what.
All right, well now I know why he's constantly holding on to that shovel.
Yep. Such a cooler Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Like Nicolas Cage is a cool Ghost Rider, but if they were to do another movie about the Sam Elliott Ghost Rider, the Carter Slade one, I'd be
Well,
in.
it would have to be. It wouldn't be Sam Elliott. It would have to be like a
Younger person playing Sam
Yeah.
Elliott.
Yeah,
That'd be cool.
that would be cool. Well, there you go. New Marvel universe gonna take the Ghost Rider and do an early origin story.
Yeah.
Whatever. I guess they could.
Yeah. That's it's if Ghost Rider joins the MCU, it won't be this Ghost Rider. They'll have to make a
No,
new one. So.
Unfortunately, it'd be cool to see Nick Cage.
Yeah. In the multiverse of the Ghost Rider verse.
The Ghost verse.
The Ghost verse. The Rider verse. Winona Ryder will be there. Ghost Rider. Easy Rider. That fucking scene though with them riding together, listening to
cool.
Ghost Riders in the sky, fucking fire horse. I'm like, damn, dude, this could have been the whole movie, man. Fuck yeah, that should have been the whole movie. These two
Right.
Ghost Riders teaming up. It'd been a lot cooler to have old Ghost Rider training new Ghost Rider the whole movie, and then he dies, fades away at the end of the movie, and then now he's the new Ghost Rider. Like, there's different ways you could have approached this. But
Well, I mean, it was his last ride. It was the
That's
last
right.
time he could turn into the Ghost Rider.
and I was waiting for this moment because I knew exactly this would happen. And we're riding to Sam Bagunza with the Sam Bagunza soundtrack, the contract. Listen to
It's
that
just
soundtrack.
just a sick ass Western soundtrack.
Mhm.
It's a soundtrack.
Went along the red as he ran on his way. And then a little Carolina him call. Right down the devil's her and up a cloudy draw. Ghost Riders in the sky. We're gonna get sued for this.
I haven't heard that in a long time. That can't be.
Well, it depends on which version I'm singing, and you guys won't know
All right, yeah.
because there's other versions of the song.
It's the Dylan cover version.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, now he's in Sam Bagunza, fights the water guy underwater very quickly. He's just
he's
driving through Dagobah on his
Yeah, I didn't
motorcycle.
realize that there was a biome like that.
Yeah,
That's just kind of out of nowhere.
it's like
And then all of a
weird-
sudden, it's like in this desert town.
yeah, it's like
you
a
know.
weird ghost area full of ghost water and stuff. I mean,
It
water can
remind-
exist
it
in
rem-
the desert, but it's
It
like,
reminded me of Legend
yeah,
with like that gross
the
like
spooky
swamp
trees. Yeah,
Yeah.
And then yeah, just like turns. What I liked was when he could like turn into the Ghost Rider like in a flick of a switch, just like.
Yeah.
So that was really cool when he like turns underwater. It'd have been like boiling water around him would have been really cool, but it was 2007. Maybe, special effects weren't at its peak. I don't even know if they could do it now.
at its peak now?
No, I don't think so. But like, just burns him. I didn't understand how he killed this guy. Just like
He evaporates them.
evaporate. But then now that guy's gonna be a cloud demon and just be able to
he's like
go
vapor.
with fogs. Ooh. I'm gonna clog your nose at night in your bedroom because it's now too moist. Ooh.
Yeah, but you can still like manifest himself into like a solid object. 'Cause, I
So
mean,
he just
even as
becomes
the
the
water.
new wind guy,
Yeah,
and then he'll just chain tornado him.
yeah, and then that'll be the end of that.
Yeah.
Because that's how you burn air.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean,
Burn it
you
with-
can burn air. It's got oxygen in it. I don't know. I'm thinking too far into
Don't think too far
this.
into it.
Like it's magic.
Yes,
It's supernatural magic. That's what it is.
Yeah. that's all you got to think about. There's that really cool when he gets to Sam Bagunza. They have a really cool. I feel like the movie should have played more on the Western feel of it.
Yes.
But I'm glad they did it when they were in that town. Like the zoom in on like Blackheart's eyes and the zoom in on Johnny Blaze's eyes, and it's like that cool standoff kind of thing. Like I feel like it would have been a lot cooler to have it like a Western feel to the movie. But I think that'd be like trying to do too many things at once, like
it already
overloading
had a
it with
lot
styles.
of it already had a lot going on.
Yeah,
So I don't know, like the end, like the little part that it had, and then like the little bits of Western stuff that it had were cool.
yeah, I really liked that. Like there was a lot of cool shots. Like I love that him going through the water, which I don't know if the bike was floating or not, but it looked like Dagobah, but it had like the cool dead trees and stuff like that. I'm like, that looked really cool. Like even the sun coming up and stick to the shadows. I'm like, okay.
And that's pretty cool too. So if you're in a shadow, you can still turn into the Ghost Rider even if the sun's out.
Which is funny because he's looking at that building, like, I need to get in the shadows. Let me go to that building. Goes to the building, has no fucking roof. It's like, oh man, I picked the wrong building. There's only a little bit of shadow in that building. And then Blackheart gets the contract, and he'd be, I am Legion, for we are many.
So I mean, like, what did he accomplish?
Now he has a bunch of souls, and it makes him powerful. He is like a Super Saiyan now because he's got so many souls.
Is that like, I don't know, man. Like I just don't understand. I still don't get like the end game of that.
I don't get the
so how do
stakes.
you
Yeah,
how do you take over the planet now? Like, are you going back to hell? What's going on? Like,
makes a hell on earth? Like,
but how? He's got all those souls. Like, are they like, so is he just gonna go around tormenting the planet now? Like, I mean, I guess you could, considering you're like a demon, but
he said something about like destroying city by city or some shit like that to his buddies. But like, what's the end game?
Yeah, like,
and why? So like, I didn't understand the stakes other than end of the world, typical superhero thing of like, end of the world, we got to stop it. But like, how?
Yeah.
How is it going to be the end of the world? I'm sure they said it, and I just was ignoring it because I was like, cool, skull on fire.
Yeah, like, but like, how and why do you care? Why should I care, for that matter?
you're
And
in the
like, how long
world.
is it going to take? Am I going to be dead before you take over the entire planet? Because if that's going to be the case, then whatever. Like,
I mean, that's how fucking boomers are acting right now with shit. So, well, we're going to be dead before it's bad anyway, so we don't care.
yeah, so, if Blackheart's taking over the planet and it's going to be a long-term thing, 70, 80 years, whatever.
I feel like it's going to be quick because like I feel like the more souls that he gets, the faster it's going to be.
Yeah, but he kind of bones himself,
Yeah, because now he has a soul.
Well, he's got a bunch of souls.
Yeah.
Imagine how that would feel. Like, not only like you're feeling it like all different kinds of ways.
Yeah.
Getting it it's coming at you
every which way,
every angle.
Yeah.
Getting blasted.
Those souls were pretty fucking cool when they're like come flying out of the walls and shit. And like the coolest one is when he like shoots him and he blows up.
Yeah,
because he like puts the shotgun in the shadows, which was fucking cool. But like how like some of the demons like souls are like crawling over the walls so weird, like trying to get back into the body. I was like, that's fucking cool. Like there needed to be more of that. But that's like what's really cool about this movie is like it was able to be that dark and gross.
Yeah.
But like that was fucking sick. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, it sucks because there's really cool stuff that they could have gone more into. And again, I will go back to the cat people thing because we said the same thing about cat people. It's cool, but you didn't touch enough on the like really cool aspects of it. Like, and maybe there's a cut of that one too that we didn't get to see, but maybe the extended cut of this one has the stuff that we're looking for. Maybe it's got the answers to the questions that we're asking.
Yeah. I just feel like this story has so much lore behind it because you're also doing like actual historic lore of like demons and angels and like stories that have been going on for thousands of years. Like there's so much you can do with that. There's so much material, and we spent too much time on a love story and like the human part of them.
Yeah. And then that human part at the end anyway is just like, nah, I'm gonna stay the Ghost Rider and I'm not gonna be with this girl.
Because I'm gonna defeat you. I'm gonna carry this burden.
Like, so for the rest of your life, like,
Why
I don't
couldn't
get-
the devil just take it away? He gave
Yeah.
him the power.
Like, and it was a contract. He fulfilled it. Like, so isn't
Well,
that kind of just
if only I accept it. It's like, no, you did it. I can take
no,
this
you
power away
did it.
from
You
you at any
accepted
time.
it. You accepted it when you signed it. Like that was
Yeah.
it.
Which he tricked him. He just pricked his finger by accident. Got it.
Yeah.
That'll do. Oh, that.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, that'll
that'll do.
Let me just get that for you.
Yeah, like he could just take the power away. That's what I always thought too. It's like, you don't need his
No,
permission.
I'm
You're
a
the fucking
state-
devil.
yeah,
Since
like-
when do you
And
need
then he's like, "Oh
permission from
no," and that's it. And
anybody?
I'm like, "Really?
Ah.
Like that's it? That's all you're
It's a
gonna
very
do?"
rushed ending. It's also, you need it open for sequels because now you have, your franchise. So he can't get rid of his powers. Like, I feel like it'd have been better if the devil once again triple crossed him. It was
Yeah.
like, by the way, you can't get rid of this curse. You're gonna
Yeah.
die.
You're stuck with it forever. You didn't read the fine print underneath
Yeah.
that.
I didn't even read any of this, sir. I was opening it and trying to read, and I got pricked on
Yeah.
the finger.
So that's a lesson for you kids out there. If he's gonna have you sign anything, you put on some like cut resistant gloves before you
glove,
start touching the things he's handing
Mhm.
you. You need to be a little bit more smart about it because there's probably some, there's the
Some
contract,
barbs on there.
there's some fine print, and underneath that, there's gonna be more there's finer print.
I really wanted a scene where it's like, we'll get my lawyers to look over this. I'll talk to you in the morning.
Yeah. He just like rolls it up with like
Yeah.
like gloves on and shoves it in like a
He's got one of
Just
those like falconer gloves, He's
Yeah.
like holding with that. We'll get my lawyers to look over this and we'll give you a call in the morning. And then
Oh,
the
you wanna
lawyer
put-
accidentally pricks his finger, and now the lawyer's the new Ghost Rider,
and he's
It's
like a
whole
really
new
crappy
movie.
Ghost Rider. He drives like a Ford Pinto or something.
Yeah. His briefcase of fire.
Yeah.
He puts your souls in the briefcase.
This is a better movie.
one under S for souls.
He just now he
kinda
sounds
like
like a
this
crappy
idea.
crappy villain though if he talks like that.
Whoa, jeez. I mean, lawyers don't actually talk like that. So.
I don't know.
So yeah, the lawyer writer.
Yeah.
Ghost lawyer.
The ghost lawyer. That just sounds like he's a ghost. Like,
Yeah.
whoa, I'm a ghost,
Ghost
lawyer.
lawyer. Objection, Your Honor. Ooh. So then I like how she goes to touch his face. I was like, it's on fire. Why the fuck would you do that?
Seriously.
And then I do like how it like turns like to regular bone and then to like normal face, but it's still like your hand's getting really hot getting up to that. Like putting your hand close to fire is still gonna fucking hurt.
Oh, he won't burn me.
He's not a monster, like he says. Monster. Give me a monster. I'm thirsty.
Yeah, the whole movie is about Monster energy drinks.
Jelly Bellies and Monster Energy drink. I feel like we don't even need to do a plug because we did a plug at the beginning. So once again, reiterate
A plug for what though?
for this cool, rad, amazing, out of this world, spectacular website place called Project Nerd.
Is that what it is?
It's Project Nerd, and everybody should go to Project Nerd.
Oh,
to
they
get all
sure
your
should.
nerd neat things. So I mean, we said it earlier. Let's just reiterate it.
Yeah, just
Go-
so
go
you know,
Project Nerd.
guys, you go to Project Nerd, you can check us out, and if you don't like that, then you check out all the other cool stuff they got. They all got all kinds of cool nerd stuff for nerdy people just like you and just like me and Dylan here.
Yeah. And remember, the more you watch, the better at prison trivia you will get.
Yeah.
For when you go to prison.
Yeah. For the inevitable you going to prison, just like us. Except for we're innocent, so there's
Innocent.
that. All right.
Time for the rating.
All right.
I remember really liking this movie when it came out. I still really like this movie. Is it a great Marvel movie? No. Is it the worst Marvel movie? God, no. I still think it looks cool. It's got its really cool moments. Nicolas Cage does a fantastic job, like always. But it suffers from comic book movie tropes and problems, like a lot of comic movies do it. But it's fucking cool nonetheless. It's got great visual effects, great acting, and it's got Sam Elliott. So for me, I'm gonna give it 7.6 Sandbaganza contracts.
I am also going to give it 7.5. Saying Bagunza contracts for pretty much the exact same reasons. I think you and I saw this in the theater together
I want to say
when
we
it
did.
came out, and I feel like when we saw it, we were both like, "Oh, whoa!" And I think that we were only excited about the parts where he was the Ghost Rider and drove up the side of the building and went underwater and stuff. I don't really think we cared about like the rest of it, and I think I didn't really remember that until I rewatched the rest of it.
Yep.
So that's why I'm giving it that. And again, is it the best movie? No. Is it the worst movie? No, definitely not. It's cool for what it is, and I really would like to see the extended cut of this because I feel like there's stuff we're missing, and maybe maybe it'll make. I don't think it's gonna make the movie into a masterpiece by any means, but I think it might tie up some stuff that maybe we had questions about.
1000% agree. Well, I said we close it out.
All right.
It's a fantastic movie. Pretty dang good. Go check out Ghost Rider if you haven't.
I mean, I don't know if I'd say it was like a fantastic movie. It's a good watch. It's a good watch. It's a good something for. I mean, since if you're gonna watch this episode, then hopefully you've seen it, because then you can kind of maybe you've got something that we missed. Maybe your guy's like, "Oh, you idiots! The reason they were gonna take all those souls is because of so and so." Well, you can leave that in the comments.
Yeah, because
you know what we're gonna say.
Then it just goes.
We're just gonna be like, prove it.
Prove it.
Prove it. No.
All right. Well, for Two Guys, One Film, I'm Dylan.
And I'm Dane.
Thanks for watching, and
we'll see you next time.